Welcome to this clinical walkthrough on the Learning Disability Consultation case for UKMLA brought to you by Mediate, your 24/7 practice partner.
So let's just get this out of the way right now. This is one of the toughest, but honestly, one of the most crucial stations you're going to face. It's not really about your medical knowledge, it's about how you connect with another human being. If you can nail this, you're showing the examiner that you're a safe, competent, and genuinely compassionate doctor.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this whole consultation piece by piece in 5 key stages. Think of this as your roadmap, taking you from the second you walk into the room all the way to sealing the deal with a solid follow-up plan.
Right. First things first. Before you even open your mouth, your success here starts inside your own head. It's all about your approach. The examiner is literally watching your attitude from the moment you begin.
And you know, these aren't just buzzwords to throw around. These are real, active behaviors. You have to show your patients, even if you find yourself explaining something for the 3rd time. You need to actually radiate warmth in your tone. And here's a big one. If a patient trusts you enough to tell you about their disability, a simple "thank you for sharing that with me" goes such a long way in building that trust. It's powerful.
So once you've got that mindset locked in, we can start building on it. Now let's turn those principles into actual practical communication skills, because in this station, how you say something is every bit as important as what you're saying.
This right here is such a classic trip-up. Just saying your blood pressure is high instead of you're hypertensive, well, it's a world of difference. Your goal is crystal clear communication, not to sound like you just swallowed a medical dictionary.
Yeah, those pauses are everything. That's where the magic happens, where understanding actually takes root. So speak slowly, say one single thing, and then just stop, breathe, give the patient a moment to process. If you're rushing, it's a massive red flag to the examiner that you're not adapting to your patient. Remember, you're a bit of a detective in this room. You can't just follow a script. Ask things like, do you find it easier to remember things in the morning? Or is there anything that makes taking your tablets a bit tricky for you? And this is absolutely non-negotiable. Even if a care is there, your conversation is with the patient. Always.
Okay, now we're getting to the real core of the consultation, giving the information and making a solid plan. This is where it's so easy to just flood the patient with information and lose a ton of marks. So let's make sure we get this right.
And here's the million-dollar question, right? You can't just say, do you understand, and move on. You've got to have a system, a real method, to check that they're with you every single step of the way. This little loop, honestly, it's a total game changer. It's your secret weapon to stop yourself from talking for 2 minutes straight and completely overwhelming the patient. Give one instruction, pause, check in, get the nod. Then, and only then, do you move on. Mastering this is just key. You want to make your instructions completely bulletproof. So instead of take this twice a day, try take one tablet in the morning with your breakfast and take the other one in the evening with your dinner. See how you're linking it to something they already do every day? It's simple, it's practical, and it works.
And remember, the only way you're going to get comfortable and smooth with this stuff is by doing it. You can practice this exact case right now and get objective feedback on mymediate.com.
So let's talk about the landing. How you end this consultation is just as important as how you start it. The patient has to leave that room knowing exactly what to do if things go wrong and what's coming next.
This is so much more than just saying, come back if you feel worse. You have to be specific. What does worse actually look like for this person with this condition? You've got to give them concrete, actionable advice they can actually use.
There should be zero ambiguity here. They need to walk out knowing the date and time of their next appointment, exactly why they're coming back, and the specific symptoms that mean they should get help sooner. No guesswork allowed.
And finally, let's go over the classic mistakes, the traps that cause really good candidates to stumble on this station. Seriously, knowing what not to do is half the battle.
You see the pattern here, right? None of these fails are about getting the medicine wrong. They're all about communication and respect. Don't talk down to the patient. Don't use weird jargon, like calling an ultrasound a jelly scan. And for goodness sake, always talk to the patient, not just to the person who came with them.
And one last thought. The scenario on exam day might even feel a little chaotic on purpose. That's part of the test. Your job is to be the calm, structured anchor in that room. If you follow the steps we've laid out, you'll be that anchor, and you'll guide the whole thing to a safe and successful finish. So now you have the framework and you've got the tools. The next step is to actually put it all into practice.
You can practice this exact case now on mywitty8.com.